up in smoke. That's where my money goes. In my lungs, and sometimes up my nose. When troubled times begin to bother me, I take a toke and all my cares go up in smoke. Up in smoke, donde todo es libre.
Who doesn't love that song? And that awesome original Cheech and Chong classic, Up in Smoke. We all love it. We all enjoyed it for the last many decades. The public have thought, that's us. That's us, right? That's the cannabis user. That's even the medical cannabis user. You know, that's how they picture us in oncology departments, right there. You know, it's funny and all, but the reality is the governments and the mirroring back and forth of the bigoted public and the government. The stigma is continuing prohibition to keep going, and this latest Cannabis Act is nothing more than the other regulations that have never even provided medical access that the courts have ordered them to do, right? So that's what I want to talk about today, is this current review of this of the current, Cannabis Act, MMPR 2.0. Okay, and I wanted to take a quick look at that, and I even got that here for you to take a gander at. And the part that I want to talk about specifically is in this latest review, which is really like the other dozen or so reviews they've done for medical access, specifically since 2000, February 28, 2000 to be exact, because I was at that review or so-called stakeholder workshop with Health Canada, 100 of us there, giving them all the information they need to know about medical cannabis we've been using for decades before that. And they keep shoveling out garbage legislation, regulation, statutes, orders, regulations over and over. And the public is just baffled and doesn't know what to do. And so they're doing another review this year in 2022. And I want to talk about some of the questions, and specifically one question in that review that the public's allowed to go online and, take stock in this cannabis legislation and regulation in Canada review. And of course, the public who's not medically using usually is going to make really dumb statements again. And then, of course, they're going to try and create even less access to medical access, even though it's constitutionally the only real gateway that has been created by the court since 1999. But hey, let's take a look at that question here. And so I'm going to spin you around here so you can see what I'm looking at. And I can't do that. So I'll read it to you. So it's question number 5 in their questionnaire they're offering for people to answer. And it's access to cannabis for medical purposes continued. Question 5.2. Is a distinct medical access program necessary to provide individuals with reasonable access to cannabis for medical purposes? Or can access needs be met through the non-medical framework? Please explain. All right. So, we've just tell by the way the question's framed, it's asking the general public about oncology or epileptic patients and their needs, which is really obviously not constitutionally supposed to come from science and from medical facts. But here we go, the government not wanting to accept medical ever, and so they want to go ahead and get the public to answer this question with, sure, a patient can buy irradiated, non-medical weed grown by machines, probably, that has no medical benefit for them. And it's going to cost them, $18 a gram or up to $58 a gram for medical concentrate. For some of them, they need several grams a day. You know, some of us are up to 20 grams a day of extract. We even have to put into caps because, they don't have caps in their market. So what does that mean? We have to buy 500 gummies a day and eat that much sugar? To get what? No, it's not even a day. It's like thousands of gummies a day. You want patients to try to eat at your crazy prices for non-medical people. That's irradiated weed into concentrated, radiated weed into anything. You're irradiating it like you've been doing since 1999 with plant prairie garbage, that you tried to do the same thing with reviews and legislation changes to force medical patients like me to buy that weed. And it was complete garbage, irradiated like it is now. At least now it smells and looks kind of like weed, but it's not. Not for a patient. And you know what? The placebo effect is what Health Canada's relied on all these years. So half the people get a benefit because they think they do. But what about real dying people or real epileptic people? If you give them fake medicine, won't they eventually have a symptom that can kill them? Is that the plan, right? Obviously. And this review is nothing more but a way to circumvent another court action to throw out the current regulation again, which is going to have to happen anyway. You can't just shovel dying cancer patients under the rug and expect them to just go away and die. Anyway, that's my 2 cents. What do you guys think? Hit me up. Let's talk about it.